Hey, this is Jordan with Arm Care. Today we're going to go over a little bit of biomechanical breakdown. And today we just want to start with the difference that timing can make in your delivery. So on the top we have a fastball. On the bottom we have a changeup. This is a guy who's brand new to pitching. Just to give a big shout out to him, his name's J. Mark Antonio. He's playing over at West High School out in Salt Lake City. He's already had over a 7 mile an hour increase just from getting stronger. And now it's time to start addressing some biomechanical concerns since we know he's strong enough to handle what he's doing. Already throwing in the mid 80s. He's only 16 years old. Definitely a guy that people need to pay attention to. But on the bottom here, let's look at that changeup. So we see we're starting them both from the same position. We see he's getting into foot strike at about 1 second. And one key thing to note there is that foot strike, his pelvis is rotating. His torso is already rotating towards home plate as well. But now let's look at the fastball. And this is why he throws the fastball up in the mid-80s as a 16-year-old. He gets into foot strike at about 0.9 seconds, and look at how good he does of rotating that pelvis forward and keeping those shoulders rotated back. He's storing that energy so he can deliver the ball effectively to home plate. Again, this is a guy new to pitching. So the first thing we want to do is go, well, why is there a difference in that timing and a foot strike? Is it because he just needs to move faster, or what is it? So let's actually clear these off. Let's take them both into peak knee height so we can start comparing how we're going to fix this problem. So they're both into peak knee height, and here's one thing to note. We can see already on the changeup, he's not quite as high on that leg lift. He's not quite loaded as well into that back leg as he is on the top video there with the fastball. He's really creating that force. He's coiling. He's creating energy. We can see he's just kind of linear as opposed to still getting rotational on that top side. Good, bad, or indifferent, that's the difference that he's doing right there. And then let's bring him into that movement. We can see on the top video, he's really driving energy down through those glutes. He's loading into his glutes. We can see on the back foot right here, he's really pressing through the earth on that. And then we're going to go back just a tick, and let's pay attention to that front leg. He's timing that front leg up really well. He's keeping his hip a little bit with him, a little better. There's always room for improvement. But now let's look at the bottom. And let's look at that knee. We can already see his knee is getting over his toes. We can see his heel is coming off the ground on that bottom video. Where when you compare on the top video, his knees are directly over his toes instead of past his toes. So on the changeup, he's really getting into his quads, whereas on his fastball, he's getting into his glutes. That small little difference right there is going to be the reason why he's got that change in how he's getting into foot strike. So it's going to be important to really pay attention to how he's doing that. I'm rolling through this information quick just so we can really get a quick view of what that looks like.